When does William? We got some echo though. Tell him we got a little. Tell him there's a little. Well, good evening, everyone.
Get that feedback, echo. Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Buter Gymnasium on the campus of Lexington Catholic. Gary Ball with Jack Haynes. William Warfield producing here tonight, and we're set for a big 43rd District battle here tonight as Lexington Christian comes in 20-6, Jack, and LCA 18-7. Kind of hit a little bump in the road with that Madison Central performance the other night, but you were telling me a lot of flu going around the team before that game.
Peter Whitman, Javen Harden, both out that game, and both with illnesses. And Catholic lost that one in a low-scoring battle over at Central. And I just wanted to correct you there. LCA is 20-6.
Okay.
And Catholic's 18-7.
That's right.
That's the first time LCA's gotten to 20 wins in their program history.
That was one of their goals this year, was to win 20 games. To win the All-A, they got to the semifinals of the All-A tournament, lost to Paris, who was eventual All-A Classic State champions. They'll be on the Ball Report this Sunday at 2. Speaking of Paris, see Brandon Salzman and Coach Valentine making their way down the court. Not sure where they're headed, but they're striding down there together. I mean, no idea. But okay, tonight they played earlier in the season. We did that game here on PrepSpin, and it wasn't a great offensive performance. Both teams really struggled from the field, but Catholic was able to prevail at LCA.
Yeah, and I remember that game. I was there as a spectator, but I remember watching. And for Catholic, they struggled early on, and Luke Johnson was missing shots in the first half. But in that second half, he caught on fire, and that was the reason they won, because when you go back and look at the stat sheet, it was Johnson and Payne that did a lot of the scoring, and that's how they prevailed in that game. And I think we're going to see a similar game here, low scoring, kind of slowed down, and then the Catholic will try and speed it up, of course, because that's where they're at their best. But I'm thinking we're going to see a good low-scoring battle tonight.
Tonight also, Lexington Catholic, as you said, 18-7, Christian 20-6. Should Catholic win this game tonight, they would be tied with Dunbar for the #1 seed with the overall record in the 43rd. And what that means is when they have the 43rd District draw next Saturday, they would flip a coin to see between Dunbar and Catholic who would be the #1 seed. That's pretty significant, I think.
Yeah, and I think that #1 seed is going to be huge in this district, because the #1 seed gets that bye, and then either one of those three teams, Dunbar, Catholic, and Christian, are going to have to play. And that #1 seed is going to get the huge deciding factor in that district.
And we know the 4-5 is going to be Tates Creek and Lafayette, okay? We know that. So if Dunbar and, say, LCA are the 2-3, should Catholic win the toss, like you said, that would mean that Catholic wouldn't play to Wednesday, the winner of Tates Creek Lafayette, and you would certainly like their chances of getting one victory and getting the 11th region tournament, because both winner and runner-up get in the regional tournament that will be played at Eastern the following week.
Yeah, and I'm sure that's what Coach Salzman's preached to his team all week leading up to this game, is they need this one to get a chance in that coin flip.
Exactly. So seeding is on the line tonight. Dunbar, of course, an outstanding ball club with Tavion Hollingsworth and company. Lexington Catholic, led by Luke Johnson and Zan Payne, a double-double machine. Lexington Christian, the games I've seen them several times, Jack Haynes. They have great balance. All 5 starters averaging double figures. And Hendrickson is coming off a 32-point performance the other night for LCA.
Yeah, LCA is really one of those teams you look at. They got a starting 5, and they are a true basketball team. They all contribute on the court. And if you just look at it, Austin Hall, he averages 15 points. He's shooting 66% from the field. And then you got Nathan Harper and Chandler Stewart. Both those guys are transfers that they got this year, and they've been big contributors to the team. And, of course, you got Carter Hendrickson, like you said, and Kyle Rode. And they just really have it all over on the starting 5. And then with Catholic, we've seen in a couple games where it's just been Luke Johnson and Zan Payne. And then some of the keys for the game tonight, and this one kind of for Catholic going forward, is get more shots for Peter Whitman. I was looking at his numbers, and he's about 70 of 100 from the field. He is shooting 65% from the field, but he doesn't get a lot of touches. Out of all the 6 main guys for Catholic that gets playing time, he gets the least amount of touches.
I agree with you, Jack. I think definitely Whitman needs to have a big game tonight. And is he healthy now? I mean, I know he's had some health issues, but I think the key to tonight against LCA, with their balance, with LCA's 5 starters in double figures, Blake Scott and Price got to get going tonight. They got to start knocking down some shots because Luke Johnson's going to get his, okay? You're not going to hold him to single digit. He's going to get 20, 25, 30 points. He's just that good. So tonight, I think if TC Price and Blake Scott can knock down some 3-point shots, I think that will be a big factor in this game against Lexington Christian with all their balance. I really do.
Another one of the things I had down for the keys for Catholic is if Scott's hot, he can go as far as he can make 8 3-pointers in one game, and he can take them to as far as they can go along with the other star power on this team.
Jack, can you believe it? A week from this coming Monday, the 43rd district tournament begins right here at Lexington Catholic with those 5 great teams we talked about, with Lexington Christian, Lexington Catholic, Dunbar, Lafayette, who, you know, on any given night, Lafayette's a pretty good team. Some nights they don't show up, but the night they do show up, they're a pretty good basketball team. Tate's Creek's the only team in this district that has struggled this year. And Brandon Salzman of Lexington Catholic, he's already dubbed it the District of Death.
Yeah, and it seems like it's like that every year. It's always a gauntlet for these teams to get through all the time. And, yeah, that's what Coach Salzman's definitely right on that, the District of Death. I like that name. And it's going to be tough, and that's why this game is huge for Lexington Catholic.
When you look at the top 3 teams in the 43rd district, I think that's why Brandon dubbed it the District of Death. At any given time this year, at any given point of the season, all 3 of those teams have been ranked in the top 10 of the state, not the top 20 or whatever. I'm talking the top 10, because you had Dunbar starting out as a number 3 or 4 team in the state. They're obviously the defending state champs, so they're pretty good. Catholic's been up as high as number 7 or 8 in the state at any point this season, especially with that run they went on where they won a bunch of games in a row. And then, of course, Lexington Christian at any given point this year has been a top 10 team. So you got 3 out of 5 teams that have been ranked in the top 10. There can't be any tougher district in the state that I've seen.
Yeah, and I mean, even the 11th region is probably the toughest region in Kentucky, and all these teams are in that region. Then you put them all in the same district, and it's unbelievable. I mean, you want to go back a couple of years, look at Lafayette when they had Jackson Davis when they were really good, Lexington Catholic when they had Jack Whitman, Dunbar when all their guys coming and going, Darius Williams. But I really think this year these LCA, because LCA's had some good years, but they've never been able to get to that 11th region yet. But you put these top 3 teams in the district, LCA, Catholic, and Dunbar, this might be one of the best years and most talented years that we've seen in a while.
I agree with you, and I think the balance is the key. I think there's no game that's going to be a gimme, and we talked about whoever gets that number 1 seed, but, you know, think about it. They might play Lafayette. You know, think about it. Everybody's saying, well, if Dunbar gets number 2, they'll play Lexington Christian, the number 3 seed. But even if Catholic gets the number 1 seed, they might have to play Lafayette, and Lafayette's capable. I'm telling you, they're capable. If they come in and play their game, I love Coach Mike Mendenhall. I think he's tremendous. Played at Catholic, so he obviously has a lot of the Catholic background and knowledge about what goes on at Lexington Catholic. Coach Mendenhall at Lafayette. So I'm really looking forward to the 43rd. And as you mentioned, the 11th region, my goodness, you throw teams like Scott County in there. Should they come out of the 42nd, which everybody's predicting they will, and then you throw teams out of those other districts, you never know what you're going to get with Franklin County, Frankfort, teams like that. But it should be a really, really good. Madison Southern has got a really good basketball team. They've won 20 games this year already. So the 11th region is going to be a dogfight over at Eastern Kentucky beginning on February 27th. That's a week from Monday, 2 weeks from Monday.
Yeah, and you also got to throw in Madison Central since they beat Lexington Catholic the other night. I mean,
I didn't even mention the Indians.
Yep, so it'll be an unbelievable time at the end of February and beginning of March with these playoffs coming around the corner.
Well, what will you look for here tonight, Jack Haynes? If you're a Catholic fan, what are you going to look for as far as, hey, we're only a week away from the district tournament? What types of things do you do that, if you're Brandon Salzman, that you want your ball club to be able to achieve tonight in this game against this good Lexington Christian team?
Well, I think what he wants is for them to play as a team. He can't have Johnson and Payne doing all the scoring because that's not going to get him anywhere. It might be able to beat LCA on one night, but he's got to have everybody playing to beat those big teams, because when you go back and look when they beat Scott County, that was when they got hot at the beginning of December. They all played well together, and all these games on that win streak, they were all playing well together. There were times where Whitman was on fire, where he was having big nights, and also Blake Scott. And I think he really is going to need Blake Scott to catch on fire and get hot to make shots, and then Peter Whitman to play to his level too. And I think the key with Peter Whitman is getting him more touches inside because of how great his field goal percentage is. You get that guy more touches, he could be a double-double guy.
That's right. That's exactly. I agree with you. You know, and also you could purchase the stick of any game we do. Of course, just go to PrepSpin.com and you can purchase a stick of tonight's game on PrepSpin, and that's really good stuff. And looking forward to the tournaments coming up. I'm Gary Ball with Jack Haynes. We'll be giving you the call of tonight's game between Lexington Catholic and Lexington Christian. It's going to start here in just a couple of minutes with the starting lineups, and we'll take this quick break, come back, and give you the starting lineups and the game between Lexington Catholic, Lexington Christian, and William Warfield producing here on the White Greer Maggard Game of the Week.
At White Greer and Maggard Orthodontics, we believe that greatness is in the details. Each decision we make is for the benefit of our patients and our community. This means using industry-leading technology to help you achieve your goals and uncover your perfect smile. Our precision and efficiency results in an experience that is both pleasurable and affordable. White Greer and Maggard Orthodontics, applying precision and elegance to your smile.
My tax refund usually helps me out, but this year it was much lower than what it was supposed to be. This isn't enough to get me caught up. What am I supposed to do?
Is this happening to you? We're Atkinson, Sims, and Kermode.
Bankruptcy could be your best solution.
We're here to give you a fresh financial start.
Say no to debt. Get your bankruptcy started for as little as $78 today. The consultation is free in Lexington and now in London.
All S, all P, all O, R, T, S. Pick it up at all sports.
In Fayette Mall on Facebook and Twitter, locally owned and operated since 1972.
Hi, this is Gary Ball for Crown Trophy of Lexington. Crown Trophy offers youth sports awards, corporate awards. They offer signs and a full line of promotion. Welcome back to the Buter Gymnasium. We're just about set for the starting lineups and the national anthem here tonight. Thanks to WL Stats for providing the monitor tonight. Leanne and CJ working it. Gary Ball with Jack Haynes. And now we're going to pause here for a moment and let you take in the national. What a Super Bowl game the other night. Did you watch that Super Bowl?
That was unbelievable.
Classic,
it was one of the greatest games, I think, of all time.
Unbelievable. And the Patriots won it, and somebody stole Tom Brady's jersey out of the locker room.
They're still looking for it.
How's that happen?
I have no idea.
They got the Texas Rangers on that assignment. Gary Ball with Jack Haynes and William Warfield producing. And here are the starting lineups that we should see here tonight. First for Lexington Christian, they're in the blue with the white tonight. And Lexington Catholic in the white with the blue. Here are the 5 starters we should see for Lexington Christian. The Eagles 20-6 on the season. Carter Hendrickson coming off a 32-point game. Carter is a 6'6 junior, averaging 18 points and also averaging 8 rebounds. And Chandler Stewart, Chandler is a junior, stands 5'10". He averages 12 points, 4 assists, 5 rebounds. Kyle Rode stands 6'5". He's a sophomore, averaging 15 points, 6 assists, and 7 rebounds. And we're going to have Nathan Harper, the transfer from East Jessamine. Harper is 6 feet, senior, averaging 12 points a game. And the final starter, one of the top field goal shooters in the state. Jack was talking about Peter Whitman and his outstanding field goal percentage. Hall is in the top 5 in the state, shooting nearly 70% from the field, averaging 17 points, 6 rebounds. Those are your starters for the LCA Eagles. And looking at Lexington Catholic, it'll be T.C. Price. And Price is a junior. He will start. It'll be Luke Johnson, the senior, averaging 24 points a game. And also starting to be Zan Payne. Payne is a 6'5" junior, averaging 15 points, 10 rebounds for the Knights of Lexington Catholic. Peter Whitman, big 6'7" senior. And Whitman, I think, is a guy that if Catholic goes far in the tournament, Jack, I think it's going to be because Peter Whitman has become a inside force for Catholic like we know he's capable of. He's had 30-plus games this year, 30-point games this year, and double-digit rebounds. And I think he's going to have to be that monster down low for Catholic for them to advance far in the tournament and maybe the 11th and possibly the Sweet 16.
Yeah, and we've seen him at times have outstanding games this year, and the other times where he doesn't really make an impact. And part of that's because the way Catholic runs their offense, they don't work the ball inside that much. They don't get it to the big fella down low. But when they do, he's really effective. And like we said, he's got that really high shooting percentage, about 65% from the field. And they just got to get him the ball a lot, and he can make plays. He's extremely athletic and just kind of like he wasn't really like his brother. Jack was more that big, fast, athletic guy, and Peter kind of has more of those traditional post moves, and he can really be effective if they get him the ball.
And Blake Scott will be your final starter, the young man that Jack and I have talked about quite a bit. It'll be Peter Whitman. He will go up against Austin Hall. Whitman is number 41 and Hall is number 25. And, of course, we mentioned LCA in the blue and Lexington Catholic in the white. Gary Ball, Jack Haynes, William Moorfield, thanks for being with us tonight here on the PrepSpin Game of the Week. Tap is controlled. Johnson's got it for the Knights. Skips it over now in the corner to his teammate Price. Price dribbles it back out and sets the offense. Price toward the basket, lob down low. Johnson cut off, kicks it in the corner, knocked away there by Chandler Stewart, but he goes out of bounds. Give it back to the Knights. Good hustle there by Stewart.
And I remember that last game we did was the Perry County Central and Catholic game, and we saw, talking about Blake Scott, we saw him miss his first couple shots and then completely lose his confidence the rest of the game. The key for him is getting him the ball, getting him open shots, and knocking down like that first shot even, or the first 2 shots, and then he can really be getting in the groove after that.
Scott got it from Price, and he gets it back from Scott. Now they go out top to Payne. Zan gets a pick from Whitman, goes down the middle, slices over to Scott, and Scott kicks it back out now to Johnson. 7:20, and Catholic taking their time here with this possession, Jack.
Yeah, usually we see them go fast-paced, but they're really just moving the ball around, trying to get a nice play. You see Luke Johnson posting up down low, didn't get it to him.
Taking a minute off the clock with this possession. 7:05, they'll take a minute off before they shoot, it looks like. Out to Scott, he's open from 3, turns around and rolls off there. Rebounded by Lexington Christian. That was Carter Hendrickson who pulled it off. Rode back to Carter Hendrickson, back to Cal Rode. They kick it in the corner, and there's the shot off the mark there for LCA. Harper with the shot there, Jack. Couldn't get it to go. Payne the other way. Gets it now from Johnson. Back to Payne. Baseline 15-footer. In and out. And nice one-handed rebound by Cal Rode as he was in front of Peter Whitman there.
And that was a man's rebound. He went up with one hand and pulled that baby in.
Stewart, Chandler now looking. Goes to Cal Rode. Rode on the dribble. Working on Price. Fade away. Back of the rim, no. And picked up by Whitman. Catholic and LCA kind of starting off where they did the last time they played when neither one could buy a bucket in the early going.
Yeah, and I think that's a mismatch Lexington Christian wants to take advantage of, is Rode being guarded by Price. He can back him down and get that fadeaway all day, just didn't knock that one down.
T.C. Price on Carter Hendrickson. That ball is kicked. It will go back to the Knights. 5:55 here. Played a couple of minutes and no score.
Yeah, kind of what we said. We thought we might see another low-scoring battle here.
Good crowd in here. I will say, especially Catholic crowd. It's picked up on the far side. We're up here in the crow's nest, as I call it. Pass down to Payne. Another kick. That's the second kick we've seen here in the early going.
Hendrickson might be playing the wrong sport tonight.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Soccer might be in the future. 5:44, no score between Catholic and LCA, two of the top teams in the state. Right side it goes to Scott. Free throw line extended. He's working on Stewart. Scott to the basket, and it rolls off, and a charge call on Scott.
Austin Hall standing his ground, and they're taking the charge on Scott. It was a good move, Blake May, with the jab step and getting by, but he just waited a little too long and probably didn't anticipate Hall sliding in there to take that charge.
5:32 here in the first quarter. Lexington Christian, Lexington Catholic. In the middle it goes now to Harper. They hand it back to Road. Lost a handle on it, goes back over to Harper. And Catholic, I'm trying to figure out, is this a man-to-man or a matchup zone? It's a man-to-man. Stewart.
Yeah, Catholic switching up defenses a lot now, we've seen recently.
Hall, 15-footer. God, that's what we were talking about. Hall's field goal numbers are impressive, Jack. He shoots at 68, 69%. He knocks down the first shot of the game, and Eagles take the early 2-0 lead. Johnson to the basket. Off the glass, put it in. Boy, what a shot there by Johnson. See how he contorted his body and kept his left hip into the defender there, banked it with the right hand. We're tied at 2. Hendrickson to Harper, back to Cal Road. Road has got some big-time offers already. There's Hendrickson turning around, 15-footer no, gets his own back over to Stewart, his own rebound. There's Cal Road way out front, back of the rim, no. Battling his pain, and Zan's going to pull off the rebound. Early numbers, Catholic just 1 for 3, and LCA just 1 of 6 from the field.
One thing LCA needs to do perfect tonight is shutting down Zan Payne, because when teams go up against Catholic and can't stop Zan Payne, they usually get the W.
There's Price with the follow on the miss by Scott, and TC Price there to clean it up, 4-2. Knights with their first lead of 4-2. LCA looking at full court pressure. Nathan Harper kicks it over to Chandler Stewart. He's an outstanding three-point shooter. Stewart is one of the best, purest three-point shooters in the state, Jack. Shoots over 50%.
Yeah, Stewart transferred from Woodford County, was the leading scorer on their team last year.
What a pass by Road to Hall, and he reverses it up and in. We're tied at 4. Luke Johnson very methodically works it across. With Harper on him, crosses over down the middle. Harper, a floater, out, rebounded by Harper. He leads it out to Stewart. Chandler now wants to set up the offense. Give it to Cal Road. We'll look at some numbers for you. LCA 2 of 7 from the field. Out top, and there's Hendrickson, three-pointer, won't go, rebounded by Johnson.
LCA not really getting anything going down right now for him.
Yep, just 2 of 8 from the field. There's Payne to the basket, up and in. Payne with a strong move.
A lot of contact there. Surprised there wasn't a whistle blown.
I was too. Six to 4. Boy, the LCA fans are into it down here. Stewart. Kyle Road. Back it goes to Harper. 2 minutes and 40 seconds in a low-scoring first quarter with Lexcath up 6-4 over LCA. Hendrickson posting up on Johnson. Little fadeaway off the mark. Nice rebound there by Luke Johnson.
LCA's getting good shots. Yeah. They're just not getting them to go through.
There's Price to the basket. Scoop and score. Price with his second basket. He has 4 of the 8 points. It's 8-4 Knights.
Outstanding finish from the junior TC Price.
Kyle Road across the line. Way out top. It's got an open 3. Won't take it. Goes over to Stewart. He'll launch it. And off the rim, no. Rebounded. Hall kicks it way out to Harper. Minute 57 here in the first quarter. 8-4. Hendrickson going to give him the open 3. He'll launch it, knock it down. Well, that's just leaving a young man too wide open, Jack, for me. I mean, he had to think about that. He was so open.
Yeah, not sure what Catholic's defense was doing right there. They kind of, Whitman and Payne just looked at him and let him take that shot.
Giving it up, and Coach Salzman didn't like it. 8-7 on the Hendrickson 3. There's Payne. Over to Scott. Back to Johnson. Fakes, goes down the right side. Cut off by Rode and Hall. And Hall might have got a piece of that one, rebounded by Kyle Rode. LCA can take the lead on this trip, down 8-7, then at 19 here in the first period here on PrepSpin, the White Greer Maggard game of the week. Ball knocked away. Johnson got a hand on it. Harper skips it way out to Rode. Cow, good pass down low. Nice pass to Hall from Hendrickson.
Great court vision from Hendrickson. He saw Hall that was there before he got the pass, and he knew he was going to be open. Dished it right off to him right when he got it.
9-8 now. LCA has the lead here in the last minute of the first period. Johnson goes over to Blake Scott. He's had a couple good looks. Can't get anything to drop right now. Payne working baseline. Blocked away by Rode.
Big time block.
Oh, my goodness. Rejection. Rode working down. Skips it over now. Stewart lines up the three. Off the mark. Stuck back in. Rolls out of there. Hendrickson battling for it is Harper, but Luke Johnson takes it.
Someone's got to put a body on Hendrickson when they're going in there for those rebounds. He's got up a couple times in offensive rebound chances.
Yeah. Carter Hendrickson's, I'm sure, wondering how in the world that didn't go in. That was point blank. 21 seconds here in the first, 9-8. Eagles on top of the night. Scary ball, Jack Haynes, William Warfield, the king of string, producing for us here tonight, along with Jack. Jack doing some producing too. You do it all, Jack.
Yeah. Got to try and help out William.
Price over to Johnson, and that three's off the mark and rebounded by LCA, but the ball goes off a road. But Catholic probably won't have with 1/10 of a second time to get off anything. As coming in for LCA will be Pierce Dalton, and coming in for the Knights, Max Sparkman. Javen Harden comes in, and also Keegan Bailey. Lob down low, Payne taps up. No, that's the only thing he could try, and it didn't go for Payne. And we head to the second quarter, and the Eagles of Lexington Christian behind 6 from Hall will come back and give you some numbers. They lead at 9-8 here on the White Greer Maggard game of the week.
Products. They're located at 2680 Wilhite Drive on the corner of Nicholasville, New Circle Road, just behind Starbucks. Stop by and pick up your copy of our 85-page catalog. Crown Trophy is nationally known, but locally owned with 150 stores nationwide. Crown Trophy, the official provider of plaques for the Scholastic Ball Report and PrepSpin.
All S, all P, all O, R-T, S. Pick it up at all sports. Pick it up at all sports.
In Fayette Mall and allsportslex.com, locally owned and operated since 1972.
I wanted to get back on the basketball court.
I want to get back to the ref I used to be.
I want to get back to gardening.
I want to get back to playing with my band.
Only one team is qualified to get patients back to living their lives. Bluegrass Orthopedics has physician experts to assist in your recovery, whether it's an injury or chronic condition. Bluegrass Orthopedics.
Catholic was 4 of 12 from the field, whereas LCA was just 4 of 14. They did out-rebound the Knights 10-8 in that first quarter. As you mentioned, some good rebounding by Kyle Rode. Rode had the big block shot as well in that first quarter. 9-8. LCA has a lead, and they'll start with the basketball here in the second quarter. Harper cut off and spinning around. Harper down goes to Kyle Rode. Rode backs it back out. Looks over now in the corner now as they give it up over there to Dalton. Pierce Dalton in there now. He can shoot the basketball too, Jack. Number 2 there for the Eagles. Knocked down some shots in the All-A tournament. Kyle Rode, LCA being spinning. Rode dumps it over to Hendrickson, and he lays it up and in. 5 for Hendrickson. Assist to Kyle Rode.
Unbelievable pass from Rode. And when we go back and look at that one where Hendrickson had the nice assist, Rode was the one that gets the nice pass inside to Hendrickson to start that basket.
Payne to the basket. Blocked away again. Looked like Hall got a piece of that, but Catholic gets it back. Out top, Johnson the 3. Got it!
Luke Johnson, that man is unstoppable. He'll shoot it from anywhere on the floor.
Johnson knocks down his first 3, ties the game at 11. Harper, Carter Hendrickson, open from 17, goes to Dalton, thought about it. Carter down low to Hall. Hall fade away and knocks it down. Hall over top of Zan Payne. And right now I'm looking at Hall's numbers in the game. He's 4 for 4 from the field, 8 points for Hall, hasn't missed.
That's crazy, and LCA is doing a good job of What it seems to be their game plan is working it inside of the paint, getting those easy close-range shots.
Hall's field goal numbers keep rising when you're 4 for 4, don't they?
Yes, they sure do.
Harden gives it up to Sparkman. Back out now to Keegan Bailey. Bailey back to Harden, who's been suffering a little bit of the flu. Stops at 15, front of the iron, no. Long rebound by Carter Hendrickson. 13-11, LCA on top in the ball. There's Harper, glass, no. Good defense by Johnson, rebounded by Payne. Looking at Payne's numbers now, that's his 3rd rebound. Thanks to WL Stats for the stat monitor, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's unbelievable help that we can have tonight.
Johnson hands it off now to Bailey, to Payne, over to Harden, back to Keegan Bailey. Johnson bounces down low. Payne's got a little open lane off glass and rolls off the back of the rim. Probably should have gone glass on that, Jack.
Yeah, it really would have helped him out there, but because he had about 3 guys on top of him.
Rode works it across. Kyle, the sophomore, bounces to Harper. Looking down to Hendrickson, working on Sparkman. 6'6" Hendrickson with the left hand, throws it up, no, and rebounded by Bailey.
Keegan Bailey's not very tall, and we saw him to fly in there over all 9 other guys on the court and get that rebound. Unbelievable athleticism from Mr. Bailey.
Only 5:09 to go here in the first half. Low scoring game, as we kind of predicted, Jack Haynes, kind of like the year mark of what we saw over at LCA earlier in the season.
Yeah, both these teams like to go fast-paced a little bit, especially Catholic, and it's been a slow-paced game tonight.
Max Sparkman says, "You're going to give me that jumper? No way." Knocks it down. We're tied at 13.
A lot of people underestimate Sparkman's jump shot, but he can knock it down from anywhere.
Hendrickson and Hall, and they throw it right to Harden. David Harden down the middle. Harden passes over to Bailey. He loops it back to Johnson. Johnson, right elbow, backs it out. Now stutter step over to Harden. Harden into the paint. Might have double dribbled. Here's Johnson, and that's off the mark and pulled out of there by LCA's Pierce Dalton. 13 all, 4:17 in the first half. Dalton across the line. Bounces down to Hall. Hall to Hendrickson, turns, missed the wide open layup. Payne kind of interfered with him a little bit.
Yeah, Zan Payne did a good job of adjusting that shot, but great ball movement again from LCA. They're doing a good job, but they're missing a lot of those shots.
Like Zeke Greer's up off the LCA. Johnson's 3 off the mark. He's a little bit off tonight. Rebounded by LCA. Look at these numbers. Just 6 of 19 shooting by the Knights. Just 6 of 19 for LCA. They both have missed 13 shots, Jack Haynes, already.
And both of them are tied at 13 right now.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy that they've missed that many shots. And for LCA, they're getting these shots like that, missing those.
Rhodes saying, how in the world did that go? As he backed in, he might have got away with a travel. I thought he might have shoveled his pivot foot a little bit on that one.
Yeah, Catholic's lucky that LCA is missing these close-range shots because it could be a whole different ball game if they're getting those to go.
14-13 edge for the Eagles rebounding. Sparkman was open from there earlier and took it, knocked it down. He's open again, drives left elbow, loses it off his knee, and it goes out of bounds.
Yeah, Max Sparkman, you really don't want him handling the basketball.
Right.
Kind of want to get him to catch it, look, see if he has a shot or a good pass, and move on.
Back into the game will be T.C. Price. Peter Whitman back in the ball game. So they're going big now with Sparkman, who's a big guy. He stands about 6'7", 6'8". Whitman's 6'7", so they're going big right now.
Yeah, I want to take advantage of the small lineup LCA has in right now.
Stewart misses, rebounded though by Rode, and he powers it up and in. Kyle Rode. 15-13, Eagles by 2 with 2:47. We got a special guest coming up at halftime. I believe Josh Moore from the Herald Leader is going to join you, isn't he, Jack?
Yeah, Mr. Moore is going to try and come on at halftime. We'll get a couple words in with him.
And Rode with the steal on a bad pass there from Sparkman to Johnson. Kyle Rode picks it off. Rode angles to the right, spinning. Rode down lane, throws it up and draws the foul. It's going to go on Bailey. You know, this will be the first free throws we've seen in this basketball game if they indeed say Kyle Rode was shooting, which I thought he was passing.
Yeah, it did look like a pass, but he threw that one up there, and Keegan Bailey got a hand on his shooting arm. Affected that one. We'll send him to the line for 2. Oh, it looks like they're going to change it.
Yeah, they were going to say he was passing. So no free throws yet in this game.
Rode was ready to start shooting those. The ref said, hold on a second, we got to talk about this one.
3 turnovers by the Knights in this game. And as this refreshes, we'll give you the turnovers. Just 2 turnovers by LCA. So they're not turning the ball over, they're just not making baskets. 7 of 22 for the Eagles, 6 of 19 for Catholic. Out top, and Dalton's shot, no. Pierce Dalton.
And that's exactly what it is. They're missing wide open shots, both teams. And we've seen a lot of bad shots like that where they were actually good shots taken, but just
Payne shot won't go.
Shots way off the mark.
And the temperature dropped outside, and it's frigid in here in the gym. Field goal wide. There's Johnson, the basket won't go. Things are just pretty sloppy right now, Jack Haynes.
Very, very sloppy indeed. And both coaches can't be happy with what product is being on the court right now.
We have 2:03 to go in the first half. Johnson's got it down low, kicks it back to Payne, and he from behind and throws it up and powers it in. Payne.
That's just the motor of Zan Payne right there. Got a shot blocked by Henderson, but stuck right with it and went straight up for the 2 points.
We're tied at 15 with 1:47 here in this first half of action. White Greer Maggard game of the week on PrepSpin. Join us tomorrow night for a big girls game. We'll be at Mercer County as they take on Casey County. Shot out of the corner for LCA. It won't go for Greer, but rebounded by Harper. And Coach Valentine wants a timeout with 1:30 to go here in the first half of action. And should we keep it here and give some numbers, Jack Haynes? From
yeah, why not?
WL stats. Looking at some numbers, 7 of 23 shooting for Catholic. That is a frigid, cold field goal shooting number of 30%. I believe it's that's above the temperature outside, but barely. And then you look at LCA, they're not much better. Matter of fact, they're worse, 7 of 24 for 29% from the field. As we said, they are 1 of 8 from the three-point line. Catholic 1 of 5 rebounding, 17 to 16 edge rebounding for Catholic. The shooting numbers are the big story here so far in the first half.
Yeah, both teams missing wide open shots, and some of them are just way offline. And look at Johnson for Catholic and Hendrickson for Christian. They're both 2 of 9.
Yes, and even Payne is only 2 of 8. And the thing about that is those are right up on the basket. You know, those are short point-blank shots. And one time he probably should have gone glass and it rolled off. You know, a really easy shot.
And LCA is doing exactly what they're supposed to be doing, playing good defense, shutting down the 2 superstars for Catholic, and getting open shots. They're just not making them.
We're tied at 15. Gary Ball, Jack Haynes, a senior here at Lexington Catholic. Great working with you again, Jack. Look forward to the tournaments that'll be right here at Lexington Catholic beginning a week from Monday, February 20th. 43rd District right here. All the action on PrepSpin. Off the hand of Hall, but it went right to Cal Rowe. Johnny on the spot. There's Carter Hendrickson. Thought about it. Skips it way out now to Stewart, over to Harper. Starting 5 back in there for Coach Valentine. I think that's why he got the timeout. He wanted the starting 5 back in here for the last minute and a half of the first half.
Yeah, and Coach Salzman recently putting in his starting 5.
Stewart's 3, all in and out. And tapped around, coming out of there with it is Price. TC wanted to run with it. Stewart back, hangs, misses it with the left hand, rebounded by Rode.
TC Price just went in a little too hot with that one. He had a nice, easy finish with the left hand, but couldn't do it. Peter Whitman on this end with the nice tip away to get that started. Got to be able to finish those.
High school basketball for sports. Check out the Scholastic Ball Report Sunday at 2 o'clock on the CW. Paris, the All-A Classic champions, our team of the week. Scholars from Madison Southern, a feature with Little P, Parker Panel, who we chatted with up here before the game tonight. Little P is going to go one-on-one with Sagan Robbins, one of the top girl players in the state of Kentucky. She is headed to the University of Louisville to play college basketball. He'll go one-on-one with her. Out of the corner, knocked down by Harper.
Harper had a shot, and he took it, knocked it down. That's given LCA a 3-point lead right now, but Luke Johnson's got about 5 seconds on the clock.
Johnson with a long 3 could tie it. He stops way out front, goes over to Scott, and will tie it, and he does.
Blake Scott from the corner. My man, he's getting it started here, tying it up things at halftime, and that was a huge shot for him that can get his confidence going in the second half.
Absolutely, knocked it down. How about that dish from Mr. Luke Johnson? He's usually the superstar. He said, no, tonight I'm going to believe in my teammate Blake Scott.
Yeah, LCA crowded up on him. He was double teamed, and Scott rather was wide open in the corner to knock that down.
Low scoring game, cold shooting, but nevertheless we're tied at 18. We come back here to halftime. Jack Haynes will go one-on-one with the HL Preps, Josh Moore from the Herald Leader. We'll talk with him. We'll be back here on the pregame after this timeout. We're tied at 18 here, Lexington Catholic and Lexington Christian.
Provides convenient, specialized, and comprehensive care for your unique life.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
There are 50 Whitaker Bank locations serving Kentucky communities just like mine.
61 Whitaker Bank ATMs throughout Kentucky make getting quick access to cash easy.
Whitaker Bank staff serves the needs of nearly 70,000 Kentucky customers every day.
We share your passion, Kentucky. Love the bank that loves you back. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to PrepSpin here. Tonight's action, Lexington Catholic and Lexington Christian, low-scoring game, 18-all. But right now we got a little halftime entertainment for you. Josh Moore from the Herald Leader here to join us. And Mr. Moore, you've been everywhere today. You were over at Eastland Bowling Center, one of our sponsors, Collins Bowling Center, and you were covering some of that state tournament over there. Megan Kelly for Lexington Catholic, I believe, placed 5th in that for the girls. And now you're here at Lexington Catholic.
Yeah, she did well, and she inspired me to come over. No, I thought, the great game here, or at least, on paper, a great game. The shooting numbers obviously not panning out that way so far, but maybe they've shaken out all the nerves, and it's clearly a big game for Catholic. Number 1 seed, trying to tie for the number 1 seed on the line here tonight. So that's a big deal, and so it explains their situation.
Yeah, a little similar to the first game they played, where it was low scoring like that too, but. Tell us a little about yourself real quick. Are you from around Lexington? Grew up here?
I am almost, not as far from Lexington as you can get, but I'm from the mountains, eastern Kentucky, a little place called lovely Kentucky. So a pretty name. Grew up there my whole life, moved here to go to school, went to UK, and started working at the Herald Leader as I was in college, and just kind of hung around. They couldn't get rid of me, so eventually you stick around long enough, they give you some good jobs.
Yeah, so what was kind of like your inspiration or motivation to get into journalism?
Well, I was always a good, I don't want to say I was always a good writer, but I was always into writing. I always liked writing, and I think, if you can, you should do something for your career that you like to do, and so that kind of, I knew I wanted to write for a living, and then eventually I had a substitute teacher in high school who worked at the Herald Leader at some point, and kind of thought that was a direction maybe I should look into, sports journalism, and got into it and actually studied English and advertising at school, and when I came to UK. But I always, I was always working at the paper and stuff, so I got to get into it, and then just kind of happened. And so doing what I love, getting to write. I mean, get paid to sit here and watch Lexington Catholic and Lexington Christian play, that's not bad at all.
Not a bad job at all. So what would be like kind of your favorite part about the job? Because I know these kids out here in the student section, they love you. They love seeing your live stream videos on Twitter and stuff. But what's your favorite part about the job?
That is my get the tweets, the interactions, everything. All that stuff has really been the most rewarding thing for me, and getting to really get to know kids. Because if I hadn't been doing this, I probably would be a teacher, and so I kind of get to have that engagement aspect and get to help kids. I mean, I've been doing this a year and a half now, and had 8 or 9 kids reach out to me and want advice or help them with a school project, or kind of doing what you're doing right now, interviewing me, and that's been really fun to do, and so I get to kind of have that one-on-one instruction like I would if I was a teacher, but also getting to I'm not sitting in the classroom 8 hours, 9 hours, and then going home and grading papers and having to do lesson plans. So I kind of get the best of both worlds.
Yeah, sports got to be a little better than school itself. And so we'll get back to like the game action tonight. It's living up to the expectations of the close ball game, but real sloppy, low scoring. Me and Gary kind of predicted that in the pregame, and then Coach Saul's calling this district the district of death. Who do you see coming out of the district and possibly coming out of the region?
It's tough. I think you can't bet against Dunbar at this point as far as the district goes. Really close game here, 1 point game back when they played Catholic here. I think you can't say it's going to be one of these other 2 teams that comes out. I don't know. Really, flip a coin. It's going to be Catholic or LCA in that 2 spot, I think, in the district runner-up slot. As far as the whole region goes, I don't know if you got to see Scott County play, but they're rough. I mean, they've got a great unit that knows what they're doing. A lot of young guys who've been playing together for a long time, so they're young in age, but not so much young in experience. And the kid, Michael Marino, I think he's going to be the next, if he's not already the big thing, he's going to be the next big thing to come out of Central Kentucky as far as basketball talent goes. So.
Yeah, last time I saw them play was here at Catholic, but he didn't really have that big of a game because that's when the Knights took them down and kind of started their hot streak there, their win streak kind of going on, but they lost the other night at Madison Central. And, yeah, it's going to be a great postseason coming up.
Yeah, no, and that's I'm glad you brought that up because I didn't get to see that game, so it's interesting to look at Catholic, especially then. I think it lost 4 straight going into that game, or it maybe won 2 of 6 or something, and then to get a big win like that early in the season was really good. So if you get an 11th region finals between Lexington Catholic and Scott County, I don't think anybody's going to be too upset about that. Unless you're a Dunbar fan or an LCA fan. Certainly not going to be angry about it if you're rooting for Scott County. So I'd pay to watch that. I won't have to though.
Yeah. You get paid to watch it. That's great. And we should have a great one here tonight and fantastic postseason coming up. Josh Moore, thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it, and good luck.
Yeah, but we'll be fun. All right, when we come back, we will have the first half stats for you and the second half, 1:30 left, and we'll be right back here on PrepSpin.
I used my credit cards over the holidays, and I thought I could make it work. But between the bills and everything else, I'm really starting to fall behind.
A lot of people out there are drowning in debt.
We're Atkinson, Sims, and Kermode. You can have a brighter future away from debt.
We've come up with a way to get you started for less.
Say no to debt. Get your bankruptcy started for as little as $78 today. In Lexington and now in London.
Usually get the W.
It's over 50%.
Yeah, Stewart transferred from Woodford County, was the leading scorer on their team last year.
What a pass by
down right now for him.
Yep. Just 2 of 8 from the field. There's Payne to the basket, up and in.
They're just not getting them to go through.
There's Price to the basket, scoop and score. Price with his. Hendrickson going to give him the open 3. He'll launch it, knock it down. Well, that's just Lever skips it way out the road. Cow Good pass down low. Nice pass to Hall from Hendrickson. Looks can't get anything to drop right now. Payne working baseline. Blocked away by Rode.
Big time.
Kyle Rode. LCA being spinning. Rode dumps it over to Hendrickson, and he lays it up and in. The basket blocked away again. Looked like Hall got a piece of that, but Catholic gets him back to the Johnson, the three. Got it. Does a great job with the Herald leader.
Luke Johnson, that man is
good job there. Jack Haynes talking with Josh. Fade away and knocks it down. I mean, he is all over it. He's big on.
And it's been the slow-paced game
tonight. Film it.
LCA has in right now.
Maybe. Stewart missed
something
like
Twitter. That's how all the kids see him on Twitter.
He powers it up and in.
He really does a great job. And
kicks it back
to Payne. The best thing about that is people who aren't at the game, and if PrepSpin's not there, because PrepSpin can obviously only be one place at a time, he can be other places getting live footage as well.
That's exactly right. Peter Whitman hits the floor, ball goes out of bounds, and they're going to give it to Lexington Christian. And down on the other end, Kyle Rode had a good look, couldn't get it to go. Both teams continued to struggle from the field. Just 8 of 25 for the Knights and 8 of 27 for the Eagles. My goodness.
It's really been dismal shooting in the first half.
Johnson, we're tied at 18. Dumps it back to T.C. Price to Blake Scott. Scott hit that big three to end that first half on a nice dish from Luke Johnson.
And once he makes one, it's huge for his confidence.
Yeah, usually what that means when Blake Scott hits one, it usually means he's going to hit 3 or 4 in a row.
Yeah, and he just starts feeling it.
To the basket, rolls off for Price, rebounded by Kyle Rode. Let's look and see Mr. Rhodes' body of work. That is his 7th rebound in this game. Doesn't have a lot of points, but 7 rebounds for Kyle Rode. 5 for Carter Hendrickson to go with. But the big story has been the shooting of Hall. He's still 4 for 4 from the field. They got to get Hall more shots. Hendrickson's 3, back of the rim. No, there's Hall Bally, but Peter Whitman's going to win that battle most of the time, and he does.
Yeah, and Carter Hendrickson has been really cold for the Eagles tonight.
2 for 10 from the field. Backs up what you just said there, Jack. 6:35 in the third. We're tied at 18. Neither ball club has scored here in the second half. There's Scott and knocks it down again. That's what we were talking about. Almost right on cue. That's his second 3.
Blake Scott from way downtown knocking that one down, and just watch out. The Eagles are in trouble if Blake Scott starts knocking down 3-pointers.
We talked about that in the pregame. We thought he'd be a factor. There's Harper, 3, good. Harper answers the 3 by Scott, and we're tied again. That's our 5th tie at 21 all.
Nathan Harper answering right back to Blake Scott's 3-pointer.
You know, the Knights have shot the 3 well, 3 of 7, just 3 of 12 by LCA. Ball knocked out there, and it will go to Lexington Christian. 5:56. Check out girls basketball tomorrow night here on PrepSpin. Casey County and Mercer County. Darren Douglas will join me for that one over at Mercer County. Almost a steal by Scott, but he's going to be out of bounds. It'll be Casey County and Mercer County tomorrow night here on PrepSpin, 7:30. We'll have all the 43rd District Tournament here at Lexington Catholic beginning a week from Monday. And we're going to have hitting the floor Johnson, and they're going to call that foul on Johnson. That's right in front of the Catholic student section. They don't like that call at all.
I didn't like it either. I thought Johnson took a charge. It looked like Rode extended that arm.
I concur.
Yes. And one thing I'm interested to see in the second half, we saw it in the first time these two teams met, is Luke Johnson really heated up. I'm interested to see if he will do that in the second half here, because he was only 2 of 9 in that first half.
Good pass down low to Harper. Glass good. Nice dish from Chandler Stewart.
And Peter Whitman went down hard. He's holding his right shoulder. He got up there, but took a shot, it looked like, and he got up slow holding that shoulder.
23-21. Eagles by 2, 5:30 in the third here on PrepSpin. Thanks for watching tonight in high definition. William Moorfield producing. Lob down low, it goes now to Johnson. Kicks it back to Whitman, cutting through. Whitman puts it up and in. Nice job by Whitman.
They got to get it to him, and he'll knock it down. I'm telling you, he just doesn't get enough touches.
You talked about that before the game, too. You thought Whitman would be a key tonight. Hendrickson to Stewart. He's got a 3-on-1. Stewart to the basket on Payne, and high off the glass. Somehow he got it to go.
What a finish from Chandler Stewart. One of the smaller guys on the court used his athletic ability to get between the trees there of Lexington Catholic.
Took it right at Payne.
And Whitman.
25-23. Zan's got it, turns around, 10-footer, bullseye. Fade away by Zan Payne. And we're going to have a timeout on the floor. We're tied at 25 between Lexington Christian and Lexington Catholic. And we'll return here on PrepSpin, the White Greer Maggard High School Basketball Game of the Week. We're tied at 25 here. We'll return.
Take a never be alone, my friend.
Five here at the Buter Gymnasium. 4:46 in the third. LCA will have the basketball. They'll have to go the entire distance. Carter Hendrickson to trigger. Payne guarding him on the inbound. Hendrickson trouble getting it in. Finally goes over to Chandler Stewart. Double team. Loops it back to Rhodes. Stolen by Johnson. Luke down the lane. Kicks it over to Payne. Payne to the basket. Strong hanging scoring.
Zan Payne getting a couple early buckets here in the second half, and that's not good for LCA. And Coach Valentine's going to call a timeout.
Johnson, Luke, 27 to 25, and we're going to keep it right here. We might take a look at a scoring here if we got an opportunity.
Zan Payne
I tell you what, that's a good shot there by Zan Payne. 27 to 25, 11 of 31 for LCA shooting, 12 of 30 for the Knights of Lexington Catholic, and that is 40%. So the Knights have brought the percentage up. Both teams coming up. To Stewart, he's got a 3-on-1. Stewart to the basket on Payne,
up to 40%
and high off the glass.
In Whitman.
25-23. Zan's got it. Turns around. 10-footer. Bullseye. Fade away by Johnson. Luke down the lane. Kicks it over to Payne. Payne to the basket. Strong hanging scoring.
Zan Payne muscled him inside, forcing Coach Valentine to call a timeout.
Carter Hendrickson trying to get it in for LCA. Gets it to Cal Road. Back to Hendrickson. Hendrickson loops it over. Bad pass, and it goes off of Blake Scott. They're going to say last touch by the Knights with 4:27. And Lexington Catholic 27, LCA 25.
Big time adjustment the Knights made is that pressure. They're forcing turnovers here early, and it's leading to points on the other end.
Kyle Road, boy, they're all over Kyle too. Road bounces over to Carter Hendrickson. Payne all up in his grill. Hendrickson to Chandler Stewart. Back over to Road, backing in. Road dumps it down to Hall, and Hall's still perfect. 5 for 5 from the field.
Unbelievable pass from Kyle Road. He did that with the no look over the head. And one thing to point out is Kyle Road got in there, but the Knights are playing really aggressive on defense. Kyle Road able to back down, though, and with that no-look pass.
Back over to Road. Back Hall now leads everybody with 10 points on 5 of 5 shooting. Hall's still perfect. 5 for 5 from the field. Coming up a little bit now. 40% for the Knights, 38% for LCA. Remember earlier they were in the 20s, like 28, 29%.
Yeah, to end that first quarter, both teams were in the single digits, and they're kind of stepping up the scoring here in the second half.
That's exactly what they did over at LCA a while back when we did that game. Both teams stepped up their scoring in the second half. To the basket, Johnson scooping, scoring.
What a move from Luke Johnson, splitting the defenders and getting inside to finish at the rim.
Luke down with 7 on 3 of 10 shooting. 29-27, Knights by 2. With the ball, Road goes deep in the corner to Stewart. Carter Hendrickson, about a 15-footer, no good. Knocked around, Road got a hand on it, but Luke Johnson comes out of there with it. Johnson, wrap-around dribble. Pass down low, picked off by Hall.
Carter Hendrickson has been ice cold tonight.
Yeah, Carter Hendrickson, 2 of 11 from the field. Kind of backs up what you said there. He's missed 9 shots.
But you don't want to sleep on him. He can wake up and knock down a shot from any point.
Hall hooks. No, that's his first miss from the field. Blake Scott, and we're going to have, I thought it would be a jump ball, but no, what happened is I think Scott might have got a, nope. They're going to give the ball to Catholic. I thought he maybe got a timeout before Road was able to tie him up. But nevertheless, possession will go to the Knights. Blake Scott goes out. Sparkman comes in along with Bailey and Hardin. Hardin's got the basketball. 2:50 to go in the third here in the 43rd District Showdown. Catholic has to win to have a shot at the #1 seed.
And I'm sure Coach Salzman said something about that in the locker room, and the Knights are really playing hard, especially on defense.
Hardin thought about it. Now comes in on Hendrickson, backs it back out with 2.5 to play in the third quarter. Hardin gives it over to Sparkman. Max bounce down the Payne, and we're going to have a reach in from behind on Kyle Road. The foul will be called on Road.
And that, that #1 seed potentially is huge for Coach Salzman because he doesn't want to have to play this LCA team again in districts before getting to that championship where you're locked for a region. But in miscue right there from Johnson and Bailey.
Yeah, went through the hands of Keegan Bailey and out of bounds. 2:16 to go in the third quarter. 29-27, Knights by 2. LCA has possession, chance to tie it up here. Hendrickson still yet to get it across the timeline. And Rode just does get it across to Harper. Over to Hendrickson. He bounces down to Hall. Hall, dipsy doodle, scoop shot, good. What a nice soft hook shot there by Hall. He leads everybody with a dozen.
Just real smooth, and I don't think he's missed yet from the field.
6 of 7. He had that one miss, but you're right. He was 5 for 5 before that. Now he's 6 for 7, 12 points. Johnson to the basket, puts it up strong over Hall.
Luke Johnson just as smooth on the other end with the same kind of hop step play.
Coming alive, isn't he? Luke Johnson, he now has 9 points. Johnson also has 7 assists in this game.
Yeah, we've seen him dishing the ball out a lot today.
Harper, right side free throw line extended. Gets it back now to Rode. Rode fakes, goes left with a left-hand dribble, left elbow. Now looking, loops it down to Hendrickson, turnaround 10-footer, bullseye.
There's Hendrickson knocking down that shot from the elbow. And when Luke Johnson can get his teammates involved, it's a whole other part of his game because you don't see it as much because he's doing a lot of the scoring, but that man can really dish it as well.
Johnson high off the board, and there's going to be a foul called, and it's going to go before the shot on Hall of LCA. Let's look at the rebounding. Rebounding edges to the Knights, 22-18 edge there. 5 rebounds for Johnson, 5 for Payne. And the impressive thing is, boy, Luke Johnson's really stuffing the stat sheet tonight. 9 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists.
Hey, that young man is going for a triple-double.
Triple-double. If he has a big third quarter, he could have a triple-double. Payne's got it. We are tied at 31 all with a minute to go in the third quarter. Good crowd in here, Jack Haynes.
Yeah, early on, there weren't a lot of people in here, but both sides filled out real well.
There's Sparkman, puts it in, he's fouled. He will get the soup and the sandwich.
Max Sparkman, that man can come off the bench early on. There weren't a lot of Coach Salzman and get good minutes in there. He stepped up so well this year, and the big and one, everyone in the crowd,
puts it in, he's fouled.
Pumped up for
he
him.
will get the soup. 4 points for
and the
Max,
sandwich.
and
Max
down the free throw. Sparkman with a big three-point play, and that gives the lead 34-31 to the Knights. Full court pressure. Here comes Harper, good pass to Hall. Hall has a player fall on top of him, and a foul will be called, and it's going to go on T.C. Price.
That was just great from LCA, the way they broke through that press. They might have taken one dribble that whole time, and the rest was passing. I think everyone on their team touched the ball by the time they got it to Hall under the rim.
And can I give you a factoid, Mr. Haynes? With this free throw, be the first free throw shot tonight by LCA, and it comes with 43 seconds in the third quarter.
Unbelievable.
That's my one factoid for the evening, okay? Whereas the Knights, they've only shot one free throw. That was the Sparkman free throw after the completion of the shot just now.
First free throws coming in the third quarter. That is rare.
Both free throws connected by Hall. He does everything well. Shoots field goal, one of the top field goal shooters in the state. Long pass to Price. He's got it, lays it up and in.
What a pass from Luke Johnson. Did he look like a quarterback or what right there? Looking like Bo Allen, the quarterback for the Knights.
That's 8 assists now for Johnson.
I mean, he just flung that thing all the way across the court. T.C. Price with the steal.
To Blake Scott, and he lays it up and in. Blake Scott.
The Knights have all the momentum right now, coming to an end in the third quarter. 10 seconds on the clock.
That 5-point lead is the largest lead either ball club has had, 38-33. And they get it. They throw it away, though. They throw it right to Sparkman. 2 seconds. 1 second. He gets it over to Payne. They don't get the shot off. So we head to the fourth quarter. Big fourth quarter. Remember, it was 18 all. Lexington Catholic scored more points in that third quarter than it did the entire first half. 20 points, had 18 at halftime.
Yeah, that third quarter was like a different ball game. And one thing I just saw right there, it didn't count, but Blake Scott made that three-pointer, and I'm telling you, it doesn't matter. That's gonna help his confidence.
We'll head to the fourth quarter on the White Greer Maggard game of the week. 38-33. Knights with their biggest lead over LCA.
Take a little walk with me. I'll keep you in good company and be there for you till the end. You'll never be alone, my
Gary Ball with Jack Haynes and William Warfield, the king of stream producing here. What a third quarter by the Knights of Lexington Catholic. 20 points. They only had 18 at halftime. And I'll tell you what impressive numbers by Luke Johnson. 9 points, 5 rebounds as we refresh here, and 8 assists for Luke Johnson.
And that last one was the best one, the quarterback pass, and that is definitely one to look at the highlight reel for later.
38-33, and Catholic not only has their biggest lead of 5, they've got the leather to start the fourth. That's Johnson maneuvering, spinning, missed it. Battle for it, Sparkman kicks it over to Scott and to T.C. Price. In the corner, they go to Scott, a deep three, got it!
Mr. Scott, he's on fire. I told you he'd make that one three-pointer that didn't count. It still is huge for his confidence.
Scott knocks it down, and look at the three-point shooting. Well, the Knights, their shooting percentage up to 48%. They are 50% behind the arc, 4 for 8, primarily because Blake Scott in the ball game is 3 for 5 behind the arc.
Yeah, and a scene down here on the court, Coach Salzman on all fours right now someone spilled a drink down there. He's trying to mop it up. He says, we want to play this game. We don't want to slow down the momentum.
Hard worker, Coach Salzman. I've seen him many a time leaving his gym. He does a lot of the cleanup and takes the tables out. And I'll tell you what, the work of a head basketball coach is never done. You're always something you got to do. He's out there cleaning the floors, you said. Brandon Salzman. Former player here at Catholic, but he'll tell you, Gary, I spent a lot of time down at the end of the bench. 41-33. 8-point lead for the Knights. And Jack Haynes, what have the Knights done to pull out this 8-point lead?
Well, we saw it tied at 18 in that second half, or the end of the first half, rather, and then their defense was just something else.
There's Hall again with a nice left-hand reverse. Hall, look at this game for this young man. He's got 16 points.
And if you look at it, they've stopped everybody except Hall tonight, and that's what's been big. Their defense has been really aggressive tonight, and that was the key to get this lead back.
Like Scott cut off by Harper, gives to Johnson. Pierce Dalton all over John. Sparkman moves a little bit closer on Hall. Sparkman gives it to Blake Scott, fakes it, gives back to Sparkman. Sparkman spinning, turns around, throws it up, no, draws the foul, and LCA can't believe the call, and neither can Austin Hall.
Nice move from Max Sparkman, getting in there with the spin move.
Little up and under.
Pump fake, and he drew the foul. It's exactly what you want to do as a big man.
Blake Scott, free throw connected there by Sparkman. Blake Scott leads the Knights with 11 points, 9 for Johnson. Austin Hall leads everybody with 16-7 for Carter Hendrickson on just 3 of 12 shooting from the field.
And back to what the Knights have done well to get this lead is what we said, that a defense, and then Luke Johnson dishing it out, assisting on right now, and getting steals.
It's going to be a foul on TC. No, it's going to be on Sparkman.
Sparkman, yeah.
43-35, Knights by 8 with 6:34 to go, and things have really, really picked up here in the second half, Jack, with an 18-18 halftime score. Now it's 43-35.
Really a tale of two halves.
Really. Loop it in the corner now. Dalton down low, goes to Carter Hendrickson, posting in on Payne, powers up, and it rolls in. Nice move there by Carter Hendrickson. He now has 9 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists.
Hendrickson was cold early on, but he's made a couple jump shots recently.
Johnson to the basket, spinning, scooping, and lays it in. What a move by Johnson.
Luke Johnson.
Pep section fired up.
Oh my goodness, he looked
Johnson
like a young man,
spinning.
Jake Brennan from
scooping
the 8th grade
and lays
game
it in.
last
What a
night for
move
the
by
Knights.
Johnson.
What a spin move.
Had the rinse cycle on that one, didn't he? Here's Hendrickson, a 3, off the mark. Rebounded by Sparkman. 5:47 to play. Knights by 8. Looking for that number 1 seed in the 43rd. And laid up and in by Price.
What a pass from Luke Johnson. He looked at Scott, who was open in the corner, but they closed on him quickly, and he saw Price on the other end. Another steal.
Price to Payne. Payne to the basket, and it's blocked by Hendrickson. Foul on Hendrickson.
Hey, this gym is rocking right now. Lexington Catholic has all the momentum. They closed on him quickly, and he saw Price on the other end.
We're going to have a time
Another steal.
Looks like a full timeout with 5:28 to play. 47-37. And it's blocked by Hendrickson. Foul on Hendrickson. Biggest lead they've had
this gym
here,
is
10 points. And we'll step out here on Greer Maggard Game of the Week.
rocking right now. Lexington Catholic has all the momentum. They closed on quickly, and he saw.
At White, Greer, and Maggard Orthodontics, we believe that greatness is in the details. Each decision we make is for the benefit of our patients and our community. This means using industry-leading technology to help you achieve your goals and uncover your perfect smile. Our precision and efficiency results in an experience that is both pleasurable and affordable. White, Greer, and Maggard Orthodontics, applying precision and elegance to your smile.
Welcome back. We're in the fourth quarter, and the Knights have raced out to a 10-point lead here. They are now shooting 20 of 40, from the field, 50% from the field for the Knights, and 40% for the Eagles of LCA, 47-37. Zan Payne will be at the free throw line for the Lexington Catholic Knights.
Yeah, the Knights have all the momentum right now, and the fans are really into it. This place is on fire. And Luke Johnson just dishing out some unbelievable passes tonight.
He's got 10 assists now with 11 points and 5 rebounds. Payne got both free throws. The lead is a dozen now. Payne has double figures with 10 points, 5 rebounds. Luke Johnson has 11. Blake Scott has 11. Game's high scorers, Austin Hall with 16. Here's another steal by the Knights. They lead it off to Price. Back to Payne. Off glass, good.
What a pass from T.C. Price. And I don't know if you can stop the Knights right now. They're on fire, getting steals, forcing those turnovers, and getting those baskets on the other end. There's another one.
Another steal by Johnson. Luke out to Payne. Three-pointer out front. Got it.
Mr. Payne bringing the pain.
Lead is 17. Harper's three. Got it, boy. Slowed down the bleeding a little bit by Nathan Harper. Boy, they needed that one bad. 54-40. 4:40 to go here in the ball game. Timeout on the floor. Full timeout. 4:38 to go here. And let's look at some numbers, Jack Haynes, from the ball game. 25 rebounds.
Those baskets on the other end. There's another one.
Another steal by Johnson.
Luke.
Out to Payne, three-pointer out front. Got it. 5 of 9 for the
Mr. Payne bringing the Mr. Payne bringing the pain. Yeah, for the Knights, T.C. Price, he's got 8 points. Blake Scott's got 11.
Harper's three. Got it, boy.
7. He's really stepped
Slowed
up
down
tonight.
the bleeding
those
a
are
little
the guys.
bit by
So Coach Salzman wants to step up, and that's how they get out to this big lead like that, when everyone can play together.
And steals have been the key too. 7 steals, most of those here in the second half for Lexington Catholic.
Yeah, that's where that full court press that Coach Salzman loves to do, they play it all the time, comes into full effect.
Offensive rebounds, the Knights have 7, Eagles have 7. 56% from three-point range for Lexington Catholic. And Blake Scott, we said he would be a key before this ballgame in the pregame, and he has certainly been a big factor. He hit that big three right at the end of the first half to tie it up at 18 at halftime.
And that was the one that lit his fire, and he's been unstoppable since then from the three-point arc. And then Zan Payne knocking down that three-pointer right there. He is a 71.4% three-point shooter on the year. Although he doesn't shoot money, he makes all the ones he takes.
That's incredible when you think about it. What percentage did you say from three?
71.4%. And he's taken just a little under 10 all year, but he's only missed 1 or 2.
Yeah. Johnson kicks it over to Price, over to Blake Scott. Long three, front of the iron. He got a lot of contesting there. Battle for it. Price throws it up. No. Tapped around. Sparkman battles for it, hooks it up, and rattles it in.
What a rebound from Max Sparkman. He is playing like the man tonight for the Knights, with Peter Whitman not in the game right now. He's been doing it all.
Hall has it blocked by Johnson.
Luke Johnson said, "Not in my house."
11 points, 11 assists, 5 rebounds for Johnson, and now a block shot. 56-40.
Luke Johnson really showing his full arsenal tonight.
Three-pointer off the mark for Harper, deep in the corner. Johnson leads it out to Blake Scott. 3:53 to go in this ball game. Sparkman, who's been a spark, no pun intended. T.C. Price, he's been money also. Price, 3:40 to play. Lexington Catholic is going to share the district number 1 with Dunbar. They'll have a coin toss. Who gets that number 1 seed? Well, that'll be a critical coin toss, won't it?
Coach Schall's will be saying his prayers before bed tonight.
Price to the basket. Goodness. What was this Catholic team in the first half, Mr. Jack Haynes?
I'm not sure. I mean, they have came alive, and maybe something Coach Salzman said in the locker room.
He definitely fired him up. Long pass to Scott running the floor. Easy layup up and in.
Luke Johnson again looking like a quarterback.
12 assists now for Johnson. Hall fade away off the front of the iron, no. 60-40. It was an 18-18 ball game at halftime. 18-18.
I mean, Luke Johnson looked like he took a snap from under center right there and launched that one downfield. That was an unbelievable pass to Blake Scott. And Coach Valentine's taking his starters out.
2:52 to go. LCA, what a tremendous season. They've been ranked as high as number 10 in the state. They're 20-6, Jack. Catholic came in, 18-7, I believe, on the season. 18-7, so they'll get their 19th win. I like their chances to win 20 this year. And I tell you what, it has been a tremendous second half here, particularly for the home team, the Knights of Lexington Catholic.
Yeah, Lexington Catholic's upcoming schedule is Clay County on Saturday, and then next week they got Lincoln County, and then the last game of the season, senior night, is Wayne County, and I do like their chances to get to 20 wins. And they're going to win tonight, and they're going to have that chance at the number 1 seed, and that's exactly what Coach Salzman wanted. And that was their goal at the beginning of the year, was to get that number 1 seed in the district.
LCA is countered. They've got in there, they got Brown, it looks like. Greer is in there. And we'll have to get the LCA roster to find out who some of these other guys are. They've got a lot of JV players in there, from what I can see. As you said, they pulled their starters. Kick it in the corner to Sparkman. Back to Scott. Greer, as we said, number 5, he's in there. They've got Jacob Blakeman, he's in there. And Payne shot, good.
Nice dribbling ability there from T.C. Price. Coach Salzman's still keeping some of his starters in right now.
Yeah, Matthew Johnson's in there. That's Terry Johnson's son. He's got the ball right now. Johnson, cut off. She said they got Brown in there. I'm trying to find out 14. And that is Greer with it. Greer. He hands it now to his teammate. Just 1:52 to go here, and some of these guys aren't even showing up on the roster that I'm looking at, so they must be going really deep into that roster. It's supposed to be the freshman team.
Nice bucket there from number 14 for LCA.
And that is going to be Blakeney, I believe. Blakeman with that basket. I'm looking right here at their roster, Jack, so if you see any numbers that I don't see, but I'm not seeing some of these numbers in there for LCA. Johnson's in there. I see him 35, Greer. But there's Price to Sparkman. Minute 19. And Payne to the basket, up and in. Zan Payne. And we're going to clear the bench here for the Knights. And Lexington Catholic's going to win it easily. They're up 64-42. And we're going to see a lot of new players in this game the last minute of this game, Jack.
Yeah, Coach Salzman's really happy. All the coaches down there giving hugs to the guys who just checked out of the game. And this was huge for them. They needed that coin flip and the opportunity to get the first round bye and the first seed. And Coach Salzman can't be happier right now.
Tell us about all our new players in there right now, Mr. Jack Haynes for the Knights.
For the Knights, you got 00 Trenton Neuer, number 5 Keegan Bailey, we've seen him in. Number 20 Cole Ganan, and number 2 Patrick Gagan, and then the big fella number 45 Bryce Scott.
So that's all the new players in.
1:14 left here in the game.
Brown, Johnson, and Greer are in for LCA. Blakeman also in there. 64-42. Well, this was a really good ball game for about, 3 quarters, 2.5? 18 all at halftime.
Yeah, I was just about to say 18 all at halftime, and look where Catholic is now, 64 points.
Johnson throws it up, and he's going to be fouled. He'll go to the line for LCA. So we've got Brown in there, Greer, Blakeman, Richardson, and Johnson. Those are your 5 for LCA. So get all those young men some credit at the line. Johnson, and in and out on the free throw. Johnson is a sophomore. 53 seconds. Catholic's going to win their 19th. LCA will drop to 20-7. Missed the second. Rebounded. Pulled out of there by Noor.
And some of these guys on the court for the Knights could be guys to watch for in the future.
Guinan with that shot. That wouldn't go out of the corner. 32 seconds. And that's Brown, and there's a shot, won't go, and foul's going to be called. And going to the line will be Brown. Baylor Brown, a sophomore. 29 seconds. Great working with you again, Jack Haynes. I know you'll be here with the girls. You're going to have the girls' action tomorrow night? Or?
Yeah, I'll just be running the video boards here for William while he's doing the other one.
And they've got Wayne County and Clay County left, right? Talking about Lexington Catholic's boys.
Yeah, and also they got to travel to Lincoln County in between there. They play Clay County Saturday afternoon, and then Lincoln County away game, and finish things off with Wayne County.
Our next broadcast will be tomorrow night. We'll be at Mercer County for the girls. Mercer and Casey. That should be a good one. Catholic's probably going to run out this clock as Bailey and also Newer just dribble out the clock down to 11 seconds. Catholic will win their 19th, ball knocked away. Newer will pick it up in backcourt, 6 seconds. Lexington Catholic will go to 19-7. LCA will drop to 20-7, and that's it. Final score, 64-43. And what a ball game tonight for Luke Johnson. Listen to this. Talk about a stat stuffer. I know Payne had 19, but Johnson had 11 points, 6 rebounds, 12 assists in this ball game. That is a stat stuffer right there.
Luke Johnson putting on a show tonight here at Robert J. Buter Athletic Center and getting the Knights that big-time win they needed.
Hall led the LCA with 16, and Harper had 11. We'll come back and wrap things up here from PrepSpin and tell you about, of course, Mercer County and KC County tomorrow night. Girls action coming up. We'll be back here with post-game, wrap things up. 64-43, Catholic knocks off Lexington Christian here tonight. It was an 18-18 ball game at halftime, and then Catholic just turned it up a notch or two in the second half to win it, going away 64-43. We'll be back here with more post-game, wrap it up on PrepSpin, the White Greer Maggard Game of the Week. Hey, William, you want us to come back and get my numbers and wrap it up?
Yeah, I'm going to play a highlight.
Okay.
Are we doing an interview or no?
Thank you, Dan. What do you do? Just use house?
Yeah, I mean, I'll do it if you want it. I don't care. It's up to you.
Nothing lead. Johnson to the basket. Off the glass, put it in. Boy.
When teams go up against Catholic and can't stop Zampane, they usually get the W.
It's over 50%.
Yeah, Stewart transferred from Woodford County, was the leading scorer on their team last year.
What a pass by
down right now for him.
Yep. Just 2 of 8 from the field. There's Payne to the basket, up and in.
They're just not getting them to go through.
There's Price to the basket, scoop and score. Price with his. Hendrickson going to give him the open 3. He'll launch it, knock it down. Well, that's just leaving. Skips it way out the road. Cow, good pass down low. Nice pass to Hall from Hendrickson. Looks can't get anything to drop right now. Payne working baseline, blocked away by Rode.
Big time.
Kyle Rode. LCA being spinning. Rode dumps it over to Hendrickson, and he lays it up and in. The basket blocked away again. Looked like Hall got a piece of that, but Catholic gets it back. Out top, Johnson the 3. Got it.
Luke Johnson, that man is
thought about it. Carter down low to Hall. Hall fade away and knocks it down. Hall over.
These teams like to go fast-paced a little bit, especially Catholic, and it's been a slow-paced game
Sparkman.
tonight. LCA has in right now.
Stewart misses. Rebounded though by Rode, and he powers it up and in. Down low, kicks it back to Payne, and he from behind and throws it up and powers it in. State of Kentucky. She is headed to the University of Louisville to play college basketball. He'll go one-on-one with her. Out of the corner, knocked down by Harper.
Harper block.
Johnson with the long three could tie it. He stops way out front, goes over to Scott. It will tie it, and he does.
Blake Scott from the corner. My man, he's getting it started here.
Scored here in the second half. There's Scott and knocks it down again. That's what we were talking about. There's Harper, three, good. Harper answers the three by Scott.
Because he was only 2 of 9 in that first half.
Good pass down low to Harper, glass good. Nice dish from Chandler. Down low it goes now to Johnson. Kicks it back to Whitman, cutting through. Whitman puts it up and in. Hendrickson to Stewart. He's got a 3-on-1. Stewart to the basket on Payne. And high off the glass somehow.
In Whitman.
25-23. Zan's got it, turns around, 10-footer. Bullseye. Fade away by Johnson. Luke down the lane, kicks it over to Payne. Payne to the basket, strong hanging, scoring. Chandler Stewart back over to Rode, backing in. Rode dumps it down to Hall, and Hall's still perfect. 5 for 4. Both teams stepped up their scoring in the second half. To the basket, Johnson scooping, scoring. And Rode just does get it across to Harper. Over to Hendrickson. He bounces down to Hall. Hall, dipsy doodle, scoop shot good. What a nice soft hook shot there by Hall. 5 for 5 before that. Now he's 6 for 7, 12 points. Johnson to the basket, puts it up strong over Hall. Left elbow, now looking, loops it down to Hendrickson, turnaround 10-footer, bullseye.
Yeah, early on there weren't a lot of people in here, but both sides filled out real well.
There's Sparkman, puts it in, he's fouled. He will get the soup. And the top field goal shooters in the state. Long pass to Price. He's got it, lays it up and in.
One all the way across the court. T.C. Price with the steal.
To Blake Scott, and he lays it up and in. Blake Fort Sparkman kicks it over to Scott and to T.C. Price. In the corner, they go to Scott. A deep three. Got it!
Mr. Scott, he's on fire. Tied at 18 in that second half, or the end of the first half rather, and then their defense was just something else.
Dalton down low, goes to Carter Hendrickson, posting it on Payne, powers up, and it rolls in. Nice move there.
Recently.
Johnson to the basket, spinning, scooping, and lays it in. What a move by Johnson. Looking for that #1 seed in the 43rd. And laid up and in by Price.
But they closed on him quickly, and on the other end. Another steal.
Price to Payne. Payne to the basket, and it's blocked by Hendrickson. Foul on Hendrickson. Another steal by the Knights. They lead it off to Price. Back to Payne. Off glass, good.
Getting those baskets on the other end. There's another one.
Another steal by Johnson. Luke out to Payne. Three-pointer out front. Got it.
Mr. Payne
from
bringing the Mr. Payne
from
bringing the pain.
Lead is 17. Harper's three. Got it, boy. Slowed down the bleeding a little. It up, no. Tapped around. Sparkman battles for it, hooks it up and rattles it in.
And not in the game right now. He's been doing it all.
Hall has it blocked by Johnson. Critical coin toss, won't it?
Coach Schall's going to be saying his prayers before bed tonight.
Price to the basket. He definitely fired him up. Long pass to Scott running the floor. Easy layup up and in. Got Jacob Blakeman, he's in there. And Payne shot good. Deep into that roster. Supposed to be the freshman team.
Nice bucket there from
Price to Sparkman. Minute 19. And Payne to the basket up and in. Zan Payne.
Nah, just use that mic.
Of the scoring, and tonight Blake Scott stepped up, knocking a lot of three-pointers, and Max Sparkman had a huge game.
Yeah, what about your boy Max Sparkman there? He got the game ball tonight. His performance was spectacular, his best performance in his Catholic career, and I think going forward, if we can get that kind of a performance out of him, we're going to be tough to beat going down the stretch.
Yeah, that's huge, having Max come off the bench like that behind Peter when not speculating here, but I saw him holding his shoulder. Did he get injured there at the end?
You know, Peter's been sick this week, and Javen has too. They didn't play on Tuesday night, and you know, both of them gutted it out here today. I knew I couldn't get a lot of minutes out of them, but they gave me everything they had, and you know, they were able to provide some sparks off the bench and do some good things, and let the guys rest and get back into it. So, you know, when you got a whole team that's willing to sacrifice for one another, like our group is right now, it's something special, and hopefully it'll come together, and you can really see something, and maybe we can make a regional run.
Yeah, and coming up last week of the season, you got 3 more games, but that was the last district game. How are you going to prepare your team for the postseason? Because some of these guys are young and haven't been there yet.
Well, you know, Luke and Zan have been there. They were in it last year. They felt that taste of defeat, and I think they're not going to want to see that again. I think those the other young kids, you know, even Blake and TC and Javen, they all played last year and had a lot of pivotal minutes in important games for us. So I think that's going to pay dividends, and you know, you're just going to have to keep going. This is the toughest district in the state. No matter what you draw, you know, we could turn around and have to play LCA in 10 days again. You know, depending on the coin flip, or we can be the 1 seed and get the winner of Tates Creek and Lafayette. And I promise you, there's nobody in the state of Kentucky that wants to switch district seeds with me. We're in the toughest district in the state. 5 great coaches, 5 great teams, and you know, we just have to continue to try and get better.
Yeah, I know you call this the district of death, and Coach Schaldman, thanks for joining us here, a post-game interview, and good luck the rest of the way.
Later, buddy. See you in class tomorrow.
All right. That's good, and that's going to wrap it up here on PrepSpin for us. For Gary Ball and William Moorfield, I'm Jack Haynes. Thank you for joining us tonight, ladies and gentlemen.